Hi, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? I'm not doing that. Hi, I can't get it. Hi, oh man, it's been a hell of a day. I couldn't do my live stream, and this is my video explaining that I couldn't get on and do my live stream for some reason this morning. I went in and Google, I went into like I usually do and do my live stream on time. I was going to be on time this time, and Google prompted me for a password, and I put in my password, and then it says that they're going to do the two-step verification, which I do not have that on my account. So, but I tried to do it anyway. I could never get a verification email or text message to my phone, so for some reason it just won't let me do it. I don't know. It's confusing. There's so many different ways that you can get on and verify your account these days, and they have to make it hard. Or maybe it's just me. Take some responsibility myself. But anyway, this is going to be probably a short video, and thanks for your patience. I will get it right, and I'll see if I can't do a live stream just as soon as I get it online again. But I wanted to share over the last 2 years some of this is my live stream today. It's going to be over the last 2 years that I've spent in the Philippines. It's kind of been like a little roller coaster kind of thing. So when I first got here, I had met a lady online before I came to the Philippines, so I hooked up with her, but she was a scammer from the very beginning. So it was just from the time that I met her, I was trying to get rid of her, and it was just she was trying to scam me one way or the other. So my advice to you guys is don't do that when you get here. But anyway, I went back to the U.S. after probably about 8 months of trying to get rid of her, and decided that that's going to probably be about the only way I'm going to get rid of her. So I went back and went to Mexico, and I know that I told everybody that before. I went down to Mexico for a while, and I decided to give Philippines another shot. So that's then I came back. So it's been great ever since that. I've been back here. I've really had a good time. I think what's made it worth it is the people here in the Philippines are absolutely great people, very hospitable, and make you feel welcome. I can't say enough. And there's some people here, I guess here in the Philippines, just like anywhere else in the world, that will try to take advantage of an old boy or a girl. So, you really got to watch them. You just got to watch people in general. Not everybody wants to be your friend, but sometimes they act like they want to, but they really have other intentions. So let me tell you about some. I made up a list of things that I've learned over the last 2 years. I've learned probably the number one thing that I've learned more than anything is to be patient, which has always been a goal, no matter where I've lived or what I've done in my life. I try to be patient because I'm a very impatient person. So it's like here, some of the things that really bother me that I've tried to learn to just not let it get to me so much is the people cutting in line here. They do it. I don't know why, but they just do. Traffic here is the same basic principle as cutting in line. They do that here as well. So I try to be patient whenever I'm driving. I've actually bumped mirrors passing people. I mean, it's crazy. Also, I found out that most of the time a smile will defuse any situation. Not that I didn't know it before, but now that I'm practicing my Buddhist being patient thing. I try to smile most of the time. It's hard to get mad when you're smiling. Well, it is for me. But it's okay to chill. It's okay to relax. I've learned that over the last 2 years. I've spent most of my life really working hard and putting up with ill-tempered people and just people that should not be, I should not be working with them because they're just not very nice. So I've learned to chill and kind of slow down a little bit. And it's okay for slow down. And also over the last 2 years living here, that you shouldn't trust realtors on what they say. If you're going to, and I know I've been looking at houses and I've been talking about a couple of realtors are really good, and they are, but some will tell you anything you want to hear just to get you to rent the house, and then once you rent it, it's not necessarily true. So you've got to talk to the owner if you're going to be renting a house. It's okay to use a realtor to find the right one, but try not to be trusting in general. I found out this about they speak excellent English here in the Philippines, but that doesn't necessarily mean they understand it 100%. So that's something that it's taken a little bit of time to really grasp, because I try to be very clear on what I'm saying. So I use this, and I've always been that way. I try to use very, very short and to the point type sentences, so people do not misunderstand what I'm trying to say. So keep your circle of people that you trust very small here in the Philippines, because this includes foreigners as well as the natives. I say foreigners as well as the natives can be the same, not necessarily looking out for your best interests. So just but that said, we'll just let it go with that. The rules like, for instance, the immigration here, the rules for this immigration office, it differs from the one in Dumaguete, the one in Cebu, the one in Santa Rosa. So, and it may vary by which day you go in there. Things change. So just be aware of that. Try not to compare it to the U.S. to where everything in the U.S. is basically the same, and they go by the same. You go from one Chick-fil-A to the next Chick-fil-A, to eat. They're going to be the same. So, or one you're going to go to from one courthouse to the next courthouse to get paperwork filled out. It's going to be pretty much the same. Here, not so. It's not like that at all. One thing I've learned here that I didn't when I first got here is I learned to guard my identity, because it's just probably the best thing you can do as far as Facebook. You can be located by your Facebook. You can be located by just about anything on the internet. So your email address and your phone number. A lot of people can do things with that little bit of information. So you just want to keep your information for your friends and family only. It doesn't need to be shared. Like in the U.S., we put all our information online. We don't really care because we have Privacy of Information Act and everything else. Over here, it's not so much. One of the big things that I learned in the last 2 years living here in the Philippines is the world as I knew it in the U.S. is completely different from what I thought it was. By that I mean the life that I was living in the U.S. I was really living in a box. I didn't see what was going on outside the U.S. and in the world in general, you know. And the United States is not the complete world in which we live in. Yeah, we are very, very sheltered there. We have a lot of advantages over other countries. It's a first world country, but it's not like every place else in the world, and we take advantage of thinking that way in the U.S. because that's all we've ever seen. So here, it's given me a different perspective, and when I look at something over here, it gives me, I guess, new eyes. I can see what's going on in other countries, and it kind of widens my perspective about everything. And I'll give you an example. It's like they were having an argument over kids not eating lunch in the U.S. because their parents are not paying their lunch, I don't know which account. They're overdrawn on their account, so they're not getting to eat lunch. Well, that's a big thing there, according to a lot of people in the U.S. Here, I'm seeing some things that kids are getting to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner sometimes. So, you know, they're living off the streets. So, you know, free lunch, it doesn't have an impact on my thought process. It's not big in my opinion. It's not a big thing. Some fat boy in the U.S. not getting to eat lunch, you know, his parents should pay the bill. That's simple enough. You know, when you're living in a country that, you know, some kids are lucky even to eat. So, you know, it really widens your perspective on life. Foreigners here, you know, and what amazes me also, and what I've learned over the past few years in my thought process is not everyone is not for, you know, people do not help people for some reason that I just don't understand a lot of times. If it's just, I guess it's a shocker for me that a person can walk around and see somebody that needs like a meal and not feed them. I see a lot of that in the U.S. as well, but it's just, you know, foreigners don't help other foreigners as far as advice, not very friendly sometimes, and that's what I'm aiming it toward. Foreigners cannot, sometimes cannot be friendly for some reason. I don't understand that. If you're in a foreign country, you would think they would be more sociable than they're very, kind of seem like they're upset about something and very private. Keep to themselves most of the time. Don't understand that at all. Maybe I'm just an outgoing person. Not all, but, and the reason I say this is because I probably drank more beer with Australians in the Philippines than I have any other people, type of people or foreigners. I drink in beer with people from UK and they seem all right. Most of them seem all right, but every one of the Australians that I've met here in the Philippines seems to be happy-go-lucky, and we always have a good time when we drink beer. But they're very friendly and easy to get along with. Not all, but just most. But that's about it for my 2-year stint here. I really enjoyed, you know, traveling around the country. A lot of times, you know, it's just like if you're coming here from the U.S., it's going to make your head hurt, and you're just going to not understand a lot of things that goes on. Remember, you're coming to a third world country. It's kind of slowed down. It reminds me quite a bit of Mexico. Everything is slowed down quite a bit, so don't expect things to happen at a breakneck pace like the U.S. That's also a good thing here. Everything is kind of laid back, and no one is really in a big hurry. One of the big things here is that people want to be talked to nicely. So just be patient. I know that's one of my major goals, so that's the one thing that I try. So with that said, I would like to thank y'all very much. Sorry I didn't get on my live stream today. Maybe next time. I will have it up by the end of the day today. I may do a couple of short live streams. So if I get a couple of you guys on, we'll hang out for a while. But please be patient. I don't know what's up. Maybe I'm just a guy that's have a mental defect or something that can't seem to get his live stream correct. But anyway, have a great day. Thanks for all the subscribers. I got setting at 71, so whenever I reach 100, I think I'm going to do a little bit of live karaoke. So once I reach 100, I'll do some live karaoke for you guys. And that's one thing they do over here in the Philippines. They love karaoke. And I just recently bought a 350 watt karaoke machine. So it only costs a little bit over $200. Anyway, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.